Hey everyone, welcome back to
5 Minute Eats. All right guys, today we have a little microwavable meat for you. And this is interesting. It is shelf-stable microwavable meat. I feel like we're going into a very risky territory here because this does not need to be refrigerated. It's just out on the shelf.
So what is it?
This is the Chata Chilorio shredded seasoned pork meat, product of Mexico. And it says that it is mild heat level. So the ingredients in here are pork meat. What kind? Don't know. It's a mystery. Lard, apple cider vinegar, dried chili pepper mix, salt, white pepper, oregano, coriander, and garlic, and that's it. So there's no preservatives, they say. And they say that there's just like a way that they can do this without preservatives.
So this is interesting because this is like pork, and on the picture it says it goes for like a taco.
Yeah, exactly. Or you could put it in a burrito, I'm sure, or just like, you know, pair it with something, I guess, like a side of rice and beans or something maybe. So it's interesting. I don't know if you can tell, but there's quite a bit of like oil down here at the bottom. And I also wanted to point out that there is like some fatty bits in here also. So watch out for that.
The one issue I have with Mexican food, sometimes they don't remove the fat from the meat, which I know a lot of people like, but for me, I've never been a fan of it.
No, we don't either. So some of this is like very shredded up, but then there's other parts that are kind of like where you can see the grain of the meat and stuff. So there's some chunks and then there's some shreds in here.
Now, as a guy, I was super excited when I came across this. And this is actually available at Walmart in the Mexican section because it's a freaking taco that I could, you know, make this with, man.
Yeah.
And so you don't need to cook it, just nice and simple. Because look, there's a lot of ingredients you can throw on a taco that doesn't need to be cooked nowadays. You can just buy and heat it up or whatever and stuff like that. So boom, you got
90-second taco, right?
Exactly.
Now,
so, guys,
it smells pretty decent, right?
Yeah, it smells pretty good.
Yeah.
And guys, if you're new to our channel, basically we review everyday grocery items. So before you spend your hard-earned money, let us tell you if it's worth it.
That's right. So let's try this out. If you'd like to support this channel, the easiest way to do that is using our Amazon links the next time you shop there.
All right, guys, I'm ready.
I'm ready.
So our rating system, thumbs up, we'd buy it again. Thumbs down, we would not. So for me, it is a thumbs down. Look, man, this is pretty much like a Jack Link's shredded beef jerky because it tastes like that. And there's an issue with this, and one main ingredient in this that kills it, and that is the salt. It is super, super salty. And initially when I took my first bite, I was like, oh, this is pretty good. But then the salt hits you, and then you have another piece, just a lot of salt. And this tastes like beef jerky. Now, this is pork, but that's what it tastes like. Jack Link's beef jerky.
Okay. So for me, this is a thumbs down, unfortunately, because like you said, it was pretty good the first bite, and I was like, oh, wow, this is interesting. But the salt level is just so off the charts intense. It was a lot. It was way, 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 way too much. I feel like anything that you put this in, it's just gonna overpower the whole thing. I do feel like the seasonings that they used other than the salt was good.
I agree. The seasoning
it tasted good.
Was good, yeah.
Now, I do agree with you about the jerky actually, because especially the parts that are more like shredded up really finely, it is kind of like a jerky texture, like in the casing of jerky, like once you crack that open, that's kind of what it's like. So that is a little interesting. And I kind of wonder if they oversalted it to compensate for perhaps it being not good meat or something, because we have heard that sometimes places will oversalt things to compensate for the meat not being good quality. Now, it seemed like decent quality, the ones where we had like, where you could see the actual like shreds of beef and stuff. So I wonder if maybe they just went overboard with the salt, but it would have been a good product had it not been for that intense amount of salt.
So guys, to sum it up, thumbs down, and if you guys buy from Amazon, use our Amazon link. The reason is when you do that, we get 10 cents, 50 cents, possibly even $1, which means we can continue to review things.
All right, guys, that's the video. If you like what we're doing here, definitely check out our other channel, Food Prep Inc., and don't forget to give us a like and subscribe.